Hi guys, welcome back to my next video. So in this video we are going to see about conferences, like how a PhD aspirant can attend a conference, and after attending how to write abstract and all. So these details we are going to watch in this video. So let's get started. But if you close your eyes. So in this video we have Dr. Varsha Paul with us. So she will be explaining about all the questions which I ask. So yeah, what is conference actually?
So basically, a conference is where anyone can actually pitch in an idea of any interest area that has been probing into their minds. You can pitch in an idea to start with. So this can be open to working professionals, anyone who has done MA, MPhil, and obviously for PhD aspirants, yes, it is one of the basic criteria to attend conference, because it will give them a bigger exposure, a bigger picture about the research. And most important is that we get to meet a lot of working professionals, a lot of experts actually from different domains, and they will give us a lot of range of ideas which will definitely help us in further research.
Okay. So how to identify all these conferences happening around in India?
So first, obviously, Google search engine helps, and there are different groups actually where we can identify conferences. And if you look at the main educational institutions, that's the best educational institutions, like such as IIMs, IITs, NITs, or triple ITs, or whatever that interests you, you can find it out in the website.
In their college website?
Yeah, in the college website. So generally, conferences work mostly in any education institutions. It would work mostly in twice a year, usually during summers and winters. And depends also, but I'm just giving you a general picture.
So as you said that we can pitch in our ideas, like because mostly conferences they will be having some special guest. He have some predetermined topics. So most of the conference will be going around the topic only, right?
Yeah.
If I want to pitch in the idea, means like how I need
So
to
first is your idea should align with the conference theme and with obviously with the experts. So for example, if you look at recently I just came across some conference, I think in IIM Ranchi or IIM S, I guess so, where they have categorized into themes, where you have 6 to 7 themes, where one of the theme would be entrepreneurship or the other theme would be sustainability. So I'll have to pick, so as I said, as my topic, my area should align with the main research theme.
Then like what is called abstract?
So basically, when I talk about pitching an idea, is basically you're giving an abstract. So abstract is generally where you talk about your research idea in a smaller picture. Say for example, 150 words to 300 maximum. And most of the conferences, they have a word count, they have a word limit. So accordingly, you will write. So in the abstract, you will definitely mention about your introduction part, what your objectives are. As I said, everything in a precise manner. And with the keywords. So that's how it works. So basically, abstract is where first an idea, my idea, I am sending it to the conference, and as I said, it has to align with the research theme. So once the abstract is being accepted by the institute, they will send you a confirmation mail or acceptance mail saying that yeah, this abstract is being accepted and it is aligning with the research theme. And that's how you work. They accept the full paper.
Oh, this is like sample.
Yeah, basically you send in your idea, they accept it, and then they ask you to present the whole paper in the conference.
Okay. So then after writing the abstract, if I want to publish my paper in the conference, in that publishing paper, like what are the details I need to add?
So as a research paper runs, the same goes with the paper in a conference. So you start with an introduction. So basically you're pitching your idea in a big picture. You go with the research question, the objectives of the study. Obviously research gap is very important. Then your literature review, as I said, articles that you have read, it's important to write. Then you have to write about your methodology, whether it is quantitative, qualitative, or mixed methods. And then you're talking about your sample size, or if it's a qualitative study, accordingly. And then you will talk about your research design also. How are you doing it? How did you collect your sample? What data collection did you choose? Where is the research setting? And so on. Then mostly the fourth section would be your analysis. Out of the sample, how have you done your analysis? People would have used different software, so accordingly your analysis will be, you have to write that. And then the fifth would be the conclusion or the implications of the study. So basically, even for a conference, it's almost like a research paper. You pitch in your idea in a bigger picture. So once your research paper is accepted, or you send to the conference, the experts will read the paper. Say for example, at least 3 experts will be there. They'll read your paper, and in conference you present the paper. So presenting is done through presentation, like a PPT slides. You do it, and then they would have read the paper also. With the paper they will ask you questions. They'll give you feedbacks, comments. So that will kind of help you to improve your paper. And so this is how generally a conference works.
See, in order to write all this documentation and all, even though if I have an idea, most of them what we used to do is to refine or make it in a proper structured manner. We used to use ChatGPT and other AI tools to modify it. So doing this will cause any damage to the publishing paper or what?
Yes, actually your idea should be your only idea. That is, they'll definitely check the plagiarism. And now there are AI deduction tools also. So mostly please don't use such tools. It should be your idea. You pitch in, like writing, obviously it will take some time. It's a long process, but it should be only your idea, because conferences, it will not look nice, or ethically it is not correct to use these tools.
Correct.
Yeah. So it should be basically your idea only.
So as you said that we can't able to get reference from ChatGPT, then in what other resources we can refer for this guidelines of writing and all?
So basically, in any conference, definitely they would have given you the manuscript details, like how to write the manuscript. They would have definitely given. That is the first and preliminary step that you actually look at it. And then second, if you want to look at how to write papers, obviously you have to do some literature search. You can refer the previous papers, previous thesis, as how to write, and obviously I'm also here to help you also on that ground. And third is reading papers will definitely give you an idea about how to write. And most of the conferences, they have, as I said, they have manuscript guidelines. They have their own format as how to write. They would have prescribed only this much should be the word limit. The referencing style has to be like this.
Correct.
And nowadays in these conferences, the best papers would be selected and would be published in their respective journals, or in ABDC journals or Scopus. Most of these days conferences, they do that, but this is the best paper. Not all papers, only the best papers. So if you have any confusions regarding journal selection, especially if it's for a conference, we have already, there's a previous video where I would have talked in a bigger manner and a bigger picture about Scopus, ABDC, so you can have a look at it, and also you can contact me if needed.
Can you help us in how to identifying the right conference?
So in the description I will enclose the links. You can have a look at it. So see, generally there will be tracks, track 1, track 2, track 3. So for example, in one of the link that I mentioned, so they have said there's a track for entrepreneurship, there's a track for sustainability. So if I'm choosing an entrepreneurship, something related topic, say the role of entrepreneurs in banking, or the role of entrepreneurs, or the new emerging entrepreneurs in new setup, something like that. If I'm just coming with the topic, that has to go with the track, say 2. If the track 2 is for entrepreneurship, it has to match. So in the when I'm sending a abstract to the conference, I will mention track 2 entrepreneurship. and
That
then I
heading.
send them the abstract, and then it has to, as I said, the conference people would definitely make sure it aligns with the tracks. And as I said, even the abstract has to be precise. It should not be too lengthy also. They're very, very careful regarding your formatting, your manuscript details, okay, and your referencing also. Yes.
Like, do we need to pay for all these things, or it is free?
No, it's not free. Generally, the conferences, it's being paid. So usually the conferences runs for 3 days, or it can be more than that, where we'll get an opportunity to listen to everyone according to your domain. So for example, if you're from strategy, you can listen to other people presenting their papers, and you can also get gain knowledge. And there may be workshops also, where experts would talk about their expertise. This is one such attraction, and usually food will be served, obviously. Accommodation, I think you'll have to pay extra, or sometimes they do pay. And
whether the college will sponsor all this?
yes, and one more point, if you are opting for international conferences, say like in Oxford, Cambridge, there are scholarships where you can avail for it, where you can just send your abstract, and they definitely would ask you to present in Oxford or Cambridge, the big universities in UK. You can avail scholarships, and there are, maybe it will take some time, say a year or something, 6 to a year time, so you can avail it. And a few conferences, they may ask you to present online also. There's also possibility on that, you can check. But these days, after COVID, it has become mostly offline. Online has become much more lesser, but I think international conferences, what I'm talking about outside India, you can opt for online. So the scholarship details, say the funding, not exactly scholarship, the short-term funding. You may not get the full funding. At least you will be able to reimburse half of your expenses if you are getting selected, say in Oxford, Cambridge, and so I'll share the links. I'll share the scholarship details or the short-term funds in the description. You can have a look at it.
So in order to submit this abstract and journal and all, can a single author can publish this, or it need to be joint or co-author?
It actually depends on the individual, but if you're doing a PhD under your guide, it would be necessary to include your guide's name. So if your guide is not able to, mostly guides they don't present, it's usually the students who present. So if you're on a team of, say, for a group of 3, and one would be the presenter, that's it, that would do. But the presenter has to know about the research paper thoroughly, because there are a lot of questions shooting. You have to answer. You'll have to be able to answer most of the questions. Yes.
How many co-authors name we can mention?
I think it depends to 3. It depends on the conference. It depends on the papers. Mostly, if you see, there can be 6 also. Depends, but usually one will be the presenter.
So after discussing with you, I get to know a lot of details about how to approach a conference and how to write abstract and all. So I think this video will be really helpful for a lot of people who are preparing to publish their article and all. So really thank you for spending your time with us.
My pleasure always, and you can always reach out to me if you have any queries. There's my LinkedIn profile. You can reach out to me. I'm happy to help. Thank you.
Don't worry. Be happy.